Just a short manifestation. As I mentioned when I asked questions earlier, I will be listening intently to all the presentations. And now that I have heard, and I'm not sure if you have a few more speakers who are supporting the retention of the banknotes to retention of the use of abaca for the banknote, may I just already place my request that BSP responds in writing to all those concerns because there were a lot of concerns that were raised that basically support the questions that I asked, no? I won't go into it, pero marami akong narinig in the last few people who presented. So I'd really like I mean, obviously they can respond now in the hearing, but I'd like the point by point express because when I dissected the issue on sustainability, ito narinig ko yung ibang side na there may not be um, complete truth to the conclusion no by DSP that it is in fact sustainable. And then when we speak of the health aspect, tama nga naman po yung pinoint out. Di ba there are studies nga that show that it is inconclusive or it is actually conclusive that you can't really get COVID from touching surface. Of course, you should be mindful and always use sanitary practices, but by simply touching something, hindi ka magkaka-COVID that way. So, if that is a main reason for the shift because it's safer, then we have to really study this. And let me end by saying that I recognize the authority of BSP. No? Wala naman akong question doon. They are a very professional organization. They went through the process. Pero tayo naman po as senators, we also have our our oversight power in aid of legislation, and that's why we're having these inquiries. So yun lang naman, I just like a really thorough response to that, and I'm hoping that I can hear from BSP that they're willing to really look at these issues at least again before we make that final decision, Mr. Chairman. That's all.
Yes, thank you, Senator. I agree, and I think this was this hearing has been a good venue to voice out the concerns of each side, and at least nakarating din sa BSP yung mga concerns ng ating mga abaka producers. So I'm instructing the COMSEC now to summarize all these concerns, and I'd like to request from the BSP if they can point by point address the concerns of our abaka producers. Would is the BSP okay with that?
Yes, Your Honor, we will be happy to address all the points and comments raised in a paper that we will be submitting to the committee, Your Honor. Nonetheless, just a some few quick responses.
Let's
While
brief up, Mr. Sir, because we have other hearings as well. So if we can make it brief, thank you.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Uh, while we do not downplay the number of farmers and others workers involved in the processing and export of abaca to the to for Philippine banknote requirements, we would just like to again highlight, Your Honor, that the fact is that the global demand for abaca exceeds global supply, Your Honor. So that means that the job displacements and the displacements of other workers may actually be diverted to others and perhaps even more added products, Mr. Chair. Like there are developments on the use of abaca for reinforced plastic components, and also for other building components that make these parts stronger and better, Your Honor. And on the opinion that the issuance of polymer banknotes came out of nowhere, Mr. Chair, I think we went through the process and the thinking that and the studies that went into that recommendation to subject the polymer banknotes into a circulation test. And on the banks changing their ATMs, we have been since the beginning. We have been in touch with the banks, and they we in our discussions with them, it became obvious that these machines could only require a recalibration. In fact, Mr. Chair, more than 2,000 of these ATMs are already dispensing polymer banknotes as we speak, and the banks committed that by the end of the year, all the ATMs will be uh, recalibrated in order to process the polymer banknotes. Uh, all in all, Mr. Chair, on security, hygiene, and sustainability, I believe we have presented our basis, and these are based on internationally published reports and peer-reviewed reports from reputable institutions, Mr. Chair, and of course other globally renowned central banks. And so our initiative to try out these polymer banknotes, which we are in the we are constantly on the lookout for opportunities to improve the security and sustainability and hygiene of our banknotes. Um, so we stand on those by those reports, Your Honor, and of course that's why we are putting it into a circulation test so that we can uh, get the facts and the evidence based on the use of the polymer banknotes under local Philippine conditions. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Your Honor, can I answer just one issue raised by the BSP?